taken care by the Zoom cars, isn't it or not? So whereas what is the Zoom car? Zoom car is providing you the service. It is providing you what is that service for whatever that time you want it, and whatever the service you want for the 1 hour or 2 hours car, they'll provide you, but they will charge you for 2 hours. Okay, and you want on a daily basis, they will provide you on a daily basis. Likewise, the same concept, let us apply it on the clouds here. Clouds are also what is that? The services. Clouds are nothing but what is that? The services provided by the cloud providers on the daily basis, on the that is nothing but that is on the hourly basis, daily basis, monthly basis, or yearly basis. That is nothing but we have what is that? The cloud concept is provided. Now let us try to see a very more good example on this. Now guys, we all are habituated of storing the entire data in a mobile phone. We all use mobile phones. Yes guys, am I right? Every one of us are using the mobile phone, the smartphones. Yes, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir. Yes,
every
sir.
one of us, yes, every one of us is using the smartphones. So whereas we store the data in the mobile phone, but as the days are going on, you are getting everything, you're capturing everything, you're storing in the mobile phone itself. So what you're doing, you require more memory. So for that, mobile phone inbuilt is provided with some memory, some 100 GB, 128 GB, or 256 GB, etc. Beyond that, if you require, to store the data, what is that you're using? Tell me now, everyone. Yes, guys.
Sir, SD card.
SD card, memory
But
card,
nowadays, yes, exactly, very good.
pen
But
drive.
nowadays, you buy a mobile phone, even the SD card provision is not providing. Have you observed it?
Yes, sir. Pen drive.
Yeah,
Sir,
Google Drive.
yeah,
exactly,
in
very
that
good.
one,
That's the
Google
point.
Drive.
That's the point. What you're doing, you're opting out for a Google Drive. So Google is what? The Google is responsible for saving your data, storing your data, and security of your data. If anything goes wrong, if you lose your mobile phone tomorrow, if you store the entire data on the Google Drive, you can retrieve it back just by clicking on the button called synchronize. Everything will be dumped into your mobile phone, isn't it or not? So what you're doing, you're handing over your entire data to the Google. To what is that? Google. And Google is the person who is providing you the service. Whereas that is the saving of the data, retrieving of the data, security of your data is the responsibility of Google. Isn't it or not? So whereas in the same concept here also, instead of having the data on premises, what is that? On premises, the corporates are preferring to shift their data on the cloud environment, where the saving of the data, the security of your data, and whatever the softwares you require it for the development, everything is the responsibility of the cloud providers. Whereas we have in the market the following leaders of the cloud providers. What is that? The first one is called as what? Azure. Azure is provided
AWS.
by Microsoft.
AWS, Google Cloud.
Yes, exactly. Very good. That is nothing but Google. That is nothing but we have the GCP, Google Cloud Platform. It is from the Google. Okay. And then we have what is that? We have the Amazon.
Sir,
This,
Oracle Cloud.
yes, Amazon. We have the Amazon. Amazon is providing what is that? AWS, Amazon Web Services. Likewise, we have the Alibaba. We have the Alibaba. This is a China-based. Even they are providing this. That is nothing but the cloud services. Even we have the SAP in the market.
Yeah, Samir, we are not able to hear you properly. Some noise is coming.
Some noise is coming, Samir.
Yeah,
Samir,
just a minute. Guys, just put it yourself in mute mode.
keep everybody on mute.
Everyone, just put it in your mute mode. Hello.
You may please mute all. I think that would be
Yeah.
better.
I'm muting all. Just a minute. Sure. Yeah, I think now it's done. Okay, sorry. Now, guys, I'm clearly audible now. So these are all the Google. That is nothing but the cloud providers we have in the market. That is called as what? Azure. And then we have that is GCP, Amazon, Alibaba, SAP, and Oracle has also come out with their that is cloud service. Whereas, but the market leaders are what is that? The Azure is the market leader right now, and this particular Azure is the market leader. Azure is the market leader. Whereas, of course, in fact, the GCP, the Google Cloud platform is also coming up right nowadays. But Amazon, it's not so good, but it's doing well. But we can consider that only these three are the market leaders providing the cloud services. Whereas these services by the cloud providers, okay, what they have done, they have divided the services. They have divided the services into three categories. The first one is called as what? EAS. Okay, that is called as what? EAS. And the second service is called as what? PIAS. And the third service is called as what is that? CIAS. Exactly. What is EAS? EAS stands for what? Infrastructure as a service. Exactly. That is something but infrastructure as a service, wherein suppose you require the that is storage memory area. You require some that is nothing but some 500 TB data, that is terabyte, guys. TB data you require it. So now to be stored. So that storage will be taken care by the cloud provider. You need not worry here. You require 500 TB. That will be the responsibility of what is that? Okay, what is that? It's the responsibility of the cloud provider. Either it can be the there is Azure, Google, or Amazon, whatever it may be. Suppose you require the that is nothing but RAM. You require the RAM here. Okay, so you require some RAM of some 8 GB or 10 GB, whatever the more you require it. So that is the responsibility of the that is nothing but cloud provider. And apart from this, we have the platform as a service. Guys, when you talk about the platform, means what? The platform on which you run the entire thing. That is called as what?
Operating system.
Exactly, operating system. Suppose you are running out of banking data, guys. You are running out of banking data. If you require the banking data is banking data to be stored, banking data is considered as the very huge data. That is called as a big data. It is called as what? A big data. So we can that is nothing but even the operating system providing of the operating system will be taken care by the cloud provider. That is nothing but we have the operating systems as what is it? Suppose you require the mainframes operating system.
Like Linux or Unix.
Yes, Linux, Unix, whatever. Even if you require Windows also, that is the responsibility of the cloud provider. That's it. That is something called what? Platform as a service. Whereas the third one is what?
Hi Shamir, I have one doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
We can say like that pass like already it is available. We can use it, right?
No, they will. Of course, service means what? Service means what? You are going to a hotel. You are ordering something. That means whether it is there or not, if it is there in the menu, they will prepare for you. They will cook for you and they will give it. Well, for that, at that point of time, if they require to go and purchase the meat at from the nearest shop, that is not your worry. That is the worry of the restaurant, isn't it or not? In the same way, you have this one also. Here it is not your worry to worry about whether they have the mainframes or not, whether they have the tie-up with the IBM or not. You need not worry about that. Everything is the responsibility of the cloud provider. And then we have the SaaS. SaaS means what? Software as a service. Yes, software. Suppose you require the software, and for analytics, you require what's that? Power BI. Power BI, you require it. Nowadays, it's booming a lot. Okay, Power BI, sorry. Power BI you require it. Okay, Power BI required. Suppose you require the Power BI, so you need not worry about this. Okay, suppose you require the MSBI, that is Microsoft BI. You need not worry about this. Everything is the responsibility. Yes, even the Microsoft BI. That means the license, everything. You need not worry about license. That is nothing but the cloud provider. Either it can be the Azure, it can be the GCP, or the Amazon will be responsible for providing you this particular thing. Getting my point? Will be responsible for. Hello. Yes. Yes, guys. So okay. Now, so everything is the responsibility of the cloud provider. Whereas, getting my point, all of you, these are the three services we have it. Okay, that is, these are the three services provided by the cloud providers. Getting my point? Now, guys, before we see all these things, how this is used, what is the uses of it, how exactly this is useful in the industry, etc., etc., and what exactly the Azure Data Factory is, and what is the Azure Databricks, and what is Azure Data Engineering. Let us walk through from the very basic part, guys. Let us walk through from the very basic part. Now I'm starting to the scratch level. So because even okay, a person who is not from an IT background wants to join, okay, he should able to understand what exactly the things are. For that, let us start with the word called language. Now tell me, what do you understand by the word called language, guys? Yeah, see, you and me are interacting with each other. So we have around 60 participants are there. So suppose we are interacting with each other. Why we are interacting, guys? To share the knowledge, isn't it or not? To share the knowledge, we are interacting with each other. To share the knowledge, we are interacting with each other. Whereas if at all you wanted to interact with a computer, does the computer understand your English? Yes. Does the computer understand your English? No. The computer can understand only the computer languages. So for that, we use, whenever you want to interact with the computer, yeah, we use the computer languages. Those are called as what? Such as we have the C. Yes, we have what? C, C++, okay, C, C++, etc. Okay, these are all the computer languages. So using these languages, we interact with the computer. Getting my point? Whereas by interacting with the computer, by using these languages, what we do, guys? We develop the packages. What is packages? Packages are nothing but these are called as what? Ready-made applications which are ready to use, Suppose you wanted to prepare your resume, you wanted to design your CV, guys. What is the format which you use in the computer? Yes, Microsoft Word is the format which use it. Suppose you want to put some data, some calculations you want to put it, we choose the format called what? MS Excel, isn't it or not? Whereas suppose you want to give some power presentations, so for that we use what? That is PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint, MS PowerPoint, isn't it or not? Likewise, these are the different packages designed by Microsoft for us for different situations. Suppose you want to use a Microsoft Word. Do you need to know do you need to have the knowledge of C language? Do you need to have the knowledge of C++ language? No, not at all required, because these are called as what? Ready-made applications, or we can also call it as what? End user applications. These are called as what? End user applications. These are called as what? End user applications. So whereas without the knowledge of the computer, anyone can use these applications. That is called as what? Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, whatever it may be. And each one of it is designed for what? Specific situation, to deal the specific thing. Getting my point? Whereas as we know that these packages are designed by using the languages. Languages means what? These are called as what? Technical, isn't it or not, guys? These are called as what? Technical. So hence we can say that all the languages are nothing but called as what? Technical applications. Are called as what, guys? Technical applications. So all the technical applications, getting my point, all the technical applications comes under the, what is that? Languages. Whereas guys, when it comes to this packages, what do you mean package? Package is nothing but what? A ready-made application which is designed for an end user. Suppose we are using a mobile phone. We are using a mobile phone. Mobile phone is what? We are the end users. We don't know how the operating system is designed, how the things are there. Simply we know how to use it. Hence, these are called as what? Functional application. These are called as what? Functional applications. Getting my point? So whereas functional applications means what? Where there is no technicality involved are called as what? Functional applications. Technical applications are those where all the technicality is involved in this. Getting my point? So now the next point, if you combine the technical applications, guys, if you combine the technical applications, and functional applications together, and what is that? Functional applications together, what happens? Tell me, what happens if you combine the technical applications and functional applications together, guys? So what happens here? In this case, it gives rise to what is that? A new application that is called as what? Techno-functional application. It is called as what? Techno-functional, which is the combination of what? Technical and techno-functional. What is that? Techno-functional. Techno-functional applications. Whereas techno-functional applications is nothing but what is that? Where you have 50% of which will be the technical and 50% of which will be what is that? The functional. Getting my point? These are called as what? Techno-functional applications. So whereas under the techno-functional applications, we have the following. What are the following concepts we have it? That is nothing but all the ERPs, guys. All the ERPs comes under the techno-functional, and the next one, all the database applications comes under the techno-functional only. Now, guys, so before we move ahead, just I wanted to walk you through what is basically an ERP. Then we'll move ahead. Okay, though it is not concerned to our topic, but still I wanted to give you a brief knowledge on that. See, basically ERP is nothing but what? It stands for what? Enterprise Resource Plan. Enterprise Resource Plan. So whereas, what do you mean by enterprise resource plan? Enterprise is nothing but, guys, a company and or organization. A company and what is it? Organization is called as what? That is nothing but enterprise. Resource means what? See, this is the class going on, and now you require the resources to run this classroom. What is the resource? The Zoom meeting app, what you're using. This is the resource of the classroom or not? Yes, in fact, this is a resource of the classroom. Whereas apart from this, guys, even what is that? Again, computer, that's the laptop, and everything, and internet connectivity. All these are called as what? The resources of the classroom. In the same way, every organization has its own resources, and these resources are classified into the following categories. Those are called as what? Manpower. And the second one is called as what? Finance. Okay. And the third one is nothing but called as what? Assets. So whereas, guys, plan is nothing but how to plan the available manpower, how to plan the available finance, and how to plan the available assets into a best way to get the maximum profits. That is nothing but how to get the maximum profits or extract the output, maximum output, by utilizing this available resources. That particular solutions is provided by the concept called what? ERP. Whereas on this particular concept called ERP, we have the following domains, such as we have as what? SD. And then we have what? MM, which stands for, SD stands for what? Sales and distribution. MM stands for what? Material management. Then we have PP, stands for what? Production planning. Likewise, we have many domains. And then we have what? FICO. We have FICO, FICO we call it as. That is nothing but what? Finance. Then we have what? HRMS, Human Resources Management System. That means how to manage your employees, how to manage the finance of the company, how to manage the production and planning. That is how to manage or how to plan the material management, how to plan your sales and distribution. These are the various domains. And on these domains, we have the softwares available in the market, such as we say that SAP. We say SAP SD. Actually, SD is the domain of the ERP developed by, what is that? SAP has developed their software on the domain called what? SD. So hence we call it as what? SAP SD, like that. Getting my point? Whereas, guys, let us jump onto this, the database. What exactly? Now we are getting to the main topic. What is a database? Yes, guys, I want some interaction now. Yes, please, one after the other. We have 61 participants here. I want some or the other answer from any. We all are learning. That's, I don't mind that, whatever you say. Okay, guys. Yeah, Chaudhary, Mr. Utsav Chaudhary. Yeah, tell me.
The secondary storage, where we can store the data, and that is not volatile in nature.
Yeah, that's excellent. But that is nothing but you're going somewhat technical. Okay. Anyone? Yeah, Mr. Singh, you want to say something? Yeah.
Sir, database is a collection of rows and columns.
Exactly. Very good. Anyone else?
Database is a data stored in the form of tables, and tables is a collection of rows and columns.
Excellent. Excellent. Very good. Now, guys.
Database is in the store positions.
Yes, Mastan. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for your this thing, guys. Now let us discuss it. Please put it immediately in the mute modes, all of you. Now, guys, let us forget all the things technical. I don't want to discuss anything technicality now. Database, I'm just comparing it like a book. It's a book. That's it. Database is a book, guys. Okay. Whereas, suppose you are going to a shop to purchase a book for a subject called, let us assume, for a subject called science. Let us go on to the very basic. So you wanted to buy a book for the subject called science, which we call it as EVS nowadays, environmental sciences, something like that. So now guys, you have been to the shop and you ask the shopkeeper to show the book for science, that is EVS, which is a combination of social and that is science. Now guys, tell you what is the shopkeeper is going to do. He is going to show you all the books available provided by different authors. You have, let us assume some 100 books are there, and you have to purchase only one book which is required for you. Okay, which is required for you. So now what will you do? Are you going to sit at the shop and read all the books, 100 books, and take the decision of purchasing it or not? Or what is the way you opt it? Tell me guys. Just we stick it to the example, not beyond this. Yes guys, anyone?
Not only checking them.
Yes. So you can just you will check it. That means you will check it. But how will you check it? Is it possible for you? Masan, please put it in mute. Na? It's disturbing. Yes, please. Okay. So now, so guys, whenever you go to a shop to purchase a book for a subject called EVS, you are not going. The shopkeeper showed you 100 books, whereas it is not possible for you to read all the 100 books by sitting at the shop itself. At that time, what will you do? So now guys, yeah, there is a technique. What is it? Every book. Index. Yeah, suppose if, yes, exactly. Very good. Okay, Dilip, excellent. So you have a paper called index paper. Wherever you have a paper called that is nothing but prefix paper or index paper, whatever it may be, you read that paper. In that, how the data will be given, topic name along with the page number, from which page to which page, which topic, and topic name along with the page number, from which page starting and which page ending. The things will be given in that index paper. So now I can say that you can check all the indexes of all the books, and then you can take a decision of purchasing it or not. But whereas if you get a doubt about any of that topic, so what you need to do, you need to go to that particular page number which is given on the index paper. You need to go to that particular page number and start reading and end the reading at the end of the page, whichever it is given in the index. So whereas we can say that index paper is used for verification, and from the second paper till the end of the book, it is given for what? Yes, it is given for what is that? To validate whether that particular topic is concerned to you or not, which you want to purchase. You can validate by reading that particular page number. Whereas in which page it is given, you can find out by checking the paper called what? Index paper. So we can say that the book is divided into two parts. The first part is nothing but called as what? Index paper. Guys, the first part is nothing called as what? Index paper. And the second one is called as what is that? The detailed part. The detailed part, that is nothing but from the second paper till the end of the book. Detail. Okay. So whereas we can say that a book is divided into two parts, that is the index paper, and the second one is called as what? Detail. Whereas we can say that the data or the information here, it is recorded in which manner here? Summarized manner. In which manner? Summarized manner in the index paper. And in the detailed paper, that is detailed book, it is recorded in what? Detailed manner. That is elaborated manner, we can say. Elaborated manner. So in the same way here also, the database is nothing but a place where information is recorded in a detailed manner. Whereas irrespective of the type of database, the database is classified or divided into two parts. Likewise, the first part and the foremost important part is called as what? TDB. And the second part is called as what? WHDB. Now guys, let us elaborate it. TB stands for what? Transaction database. It stands for what? Transaction database. And the second one is called as what? Warehouse database, or we also call it as what? Data warehouse. Data warehouse. Okay, this is the name I think you might have heard very often, that is named frequently in the IT. So whereas data warehouse. So the data within a database is recorded into two categories. What is that? The first one is called as what? Transaction database, and the second one is called as what? Data warehouse. Where the transaction database is a place where information is recorded in which manner here, guys? Detailed manner. And these records are used for what? Verification. These records are used for what? Verification and validation. Verification and validation. Whereas the records within a data warehouse is recorded in which manner here? It is in the summarized manner. It is in which manner here? Summarized manner. And these records are used for what? Yes, guys, these records are used for what? Yes, these records are used for decision making. Decision making. Getting my point? These records are used for what? Decision making. These records are used for what? Decision making in the summarized manner. In the same way, on this particular concept called database, we have the many softwares available in the market. Such we call it as what? Oracle is there. And then we have what? SQL Server. Then we have what? Teradata. And then we have what? Teradata is there. Then we have what? Informix. Sybase, etc., etc. Many more softwares are there. That is nothing but developed on the database. Whereas, irrespective of the type of that is software you have it, the data within a database is divided or categorized into two categories. The first one is called as what? Transaction database, and the second one is called as what? Data warehouse. Second one is called as what? Data warehouse. And the data in the transaction database is recorded in a detailed manner, and the data in the data warehouse is recorded in which manner? Summarized manner. And these records are used for what? Decision making. This is called as what? The data warehouse is called as what? Decision making system. It is called as what? Decision making system. DMS, which stands for what? Decision making system. The data within a data warehouse is nothing but, it is in which system it is recorded? Decision making system. That is, it is called as what? Decision making system data. That's it. Whereas, guys, now tell me, let us go back to our same example of a book now. Now tell me, if you are an author of a book, will you write the index paper first or will you write the book first? Anyone?
Index
Sir, index
paper.
paper.
Book name.
Index
Book.
paper.
Paper
Index.
first.
How many of you say
Index
it's
paper.
index paper, guys?
I will write the book.
Book only. Book.
Sir,
Book name
book,
only.
book.
Book author name only. Book, then index.
Very good, everyone. So there is a movie, guys. So first of all, the movie is that it is labeled, or the shooting is done, then it is labeled off.
Sir, first shooting.
Exactly. First of all, the shooting, everything will be taken care. Then based on that, only the title of the movie is decided. Isn't it or not? In the same way, first of all, the book is written, not the index paper, guys. The index paper is developed on the book only. The number of topics, whatever the topics are there, it is developed on the book. So hence we can say that the book is written first and the index paper is developed on the, that is nothing but based on the book and the number of topics covered in the book. Getting my point? In the same way here also, guys, the data warehouse, that is transaction database, is developed first. It is the primary data source. It is the actual place where the actual data is recorded. Whereas the data warehouse data will be developed based on the requirement of the end user. Requirement of the end user. Whereas now, guys, as we know that the book is written first, and based on the book, the index paper is written. Likewise, to convert that detailed data into summarized manner, you require to use a pen and a paper. As it is a matter of only one book, you can use a pen and paper and write the topic names, etc., etc. You can write it. Suppose you have to develop an index paper for some lakhs of books. Is it possible for you to do manually? No, not possible. For that, you require technological support. In the same way, whenever you require to convert this detailed data into summarized manner, it is not possible for a user to make it manually. So hence here we use a technique called what? ETL, which stands for what? Yes, guys, extraction, transformation, and loading. That is called as what? ETL. Extraction, transformation,
And loading.
and loading. Extraction, transformation, and loading. So this is the technique which is used to convert the detailed data of the transaction database into summarized data. That is called as a data warehouse. So the data warehouse is loaded with the data by using the technique called what? ETL. That is called as what? Extraction, transformation, and loading. And on this particular technique, we have the softwares available in the market, such as what? Informatica.
Talent.
Yes, Ebnisho, etc., etc. Various softwares are there, guys. Whereas these softwares are called as what? On-premises. These are called as what? On-premise. These are called as what? On-premises. This is used for what? On-premise. What do you mean on-premise? That means here, guys, can you see? Here, this is the system. I have my system physically. You require to work on the data, but you require to take the data from my system. My system. So for that, the main source of my data is nothing but, that is, you can get the data from only my system. That means my system is a server. My system is a server. You have to depend for data only on me. Now, in case if I lost the data or some problem happens in my computer, the entire data is lost. So how can I do that? It's not possible for you to work even, isn't it? So for that, what happens is the data is loaded on the clouds. That is nothing but we use the cloud to store the data. So whatever the data you have it, that is nothing, whatever the type of data, whether you want a SQL server, the SQL server, you will inform your cloud provider that I want to store the data on SQL server. So the licenses, everything will be taken care by the cloud. And now the data will be loaded onto the cloud here. Getting my point? Clouds. The data will be loaded onto the clouds here. Okay, SQL server. So here SQL server. Now guys, once you have the data loaded onto the SQL server, and from this you wanted to transfer this data to the AWS, Amazon Web Services application. So whenever you wanted to transfer this data, the detailed data into summarized manner, here in between we use a technique called what? ETL. But whereas this Informatica works on what? On-premises data only. Between the clouds, it does not support. So for that, we use a service here provided by the Microsoft, that is called as what? Azure Data Factory. We use the service called what, guys? Azure Data Factory, which is used to perform the ETL operations, which is used to perform what is that? The ETL operations between the clouds and also between the on-premises and clouds. Suppose on-premises, it works even on on-premises. Between on-premises and cloud. Suppose you have the data from on-premises, you have to move it to the GCP, Google Cloud Platform. Even then you can use the Azure Data Factory and get it integrated and and you can do the job. That's it. Okay. So whereas this is how we use the service called ADF, which stands for what? Azure Data Factory. Guys, I'm emphasizing on this. This is a service, not a software. Azure Data Factory is a service provided by Microsoft to work on the ETL or to use the extraction, transformation, and loading. Whereas here it also supports the ELT. ELT is what? The latest technique developed. Extraction, loading, then at last transform it. Anyways, as a part of this, we are going to see these two. What is ETL and as well as ELT? What is the difference you have on ETL and what is the difference you have on ELT? That is also we are going to analyze in the coming days. Okay. So basically, whereas what are these two services you have it? We have what is that? Azure Data Factory is there and Azure Databricks is also there. What is it? Azure Databricks is also used for the same purpose. That is nothing but it is also used for what? Extraction, transformation, and loading only. But whereas, guys, Azure Databricks involves a lot of coding here. That is nothing but you must and should know. That is nothing but you must and should know the various languages, such as you need to know the Python, you need to know the R, or you need to know the SQL, and even you need to know the Spark. All these are yes, PySpark. You require the PySpark to use the Databricks. Whereas the Data Factory is a menu driven, it is a menu driven, and totally it is a GUI. Means what? Graphical user interface. Graphical user interface. But of course, once Azure Data Factory is given, then why the Databricks is given? You will come to know in future once we get into the subject what exactly the difference you have and why at what till what point we use the Data Factory and from where exactly we need to start up the Databricks. that we will see it. So because at this point of time, if I explain you also, it would be confusing for you, so I don't want to take that. So now guys, so now as of now you can see that the Databricks or the data factory, whatever we use, it is used for what? That is nothing but extraction, transformation and loading. Getting my point? So whereas this is the thing we have it. And when it comes to this course guys, and this particular course duration will be that is nothing but around 45 to 60 hours classes you will have it. 60 hours, wherein during these classes we are going to see all the scenarios. That is nothing but what exactly is the requirement right now in the industry. See, what we have to move according to the industry's requirement. The industry is not going to work according to us. We have to work according to the industry requirement. So what exactly the scenarios, what exactly the industry requires, in that way we are going to deal with the scenarios. So on the everyday we are going to see one case study, and on this case study we are going to see this entire process from end to end process, that is from right from the extraction till the transformation and loading, everything wise. Okay, so we are going to see around 35 to 40 scenarios on this. And whereas the basic part of this, and even I'm going to take you up with the SCDs, that is slowly changing dimensions. What exactly the thing, that means all the things what you are going to use it for developing a database, data warehousing. Okay, all these things on the cloud environment, not on the on-premises, on the cloud environment. And even as a part of this course, we are going to see the integration of how you are going to get integrated with various cloud technologies. That is called as, suppose you are doing the ADF, Azure Data Factory, how you can integrate your Azure with the GCP, how that is Google Cloud Platform, how you are going to use this Azure with the Amazon, how you are going to use this Azure with the Alibaba. All those things I'll show you in practical with a live example, guys. Okay, so I can say you that that is nothing but we can, as till the end of this course, you will be in a situation where you should attend an interview and get a job. And moreover, when it comes to this, all right now, what is the trend going on? The backdoors and okay, and even the proxies and even the rest of the things you have. We don't entertain all those things, but I'll train you in such a way that you can crack the damn interview. Anyone? Okay, that is nothing but any type of interview, any damn tough interview, you can just crack it in. We will go in such a way. Okay, and apart from this, around when it comes to my training experience, see, I'll be doing it as a passion. This is a passion for me to train. Okay, as such, I don't depend on all this, but it's a passion, so I'm habituated of doing this since okay, past 7 to 8 years. I'm just into this training where I have trained various technologies, etc. Okay, and yeah, somebody raised your hand. Yes, Mr. Singh, tell me.
So what is the prerequisite to attend this training? Any prerequisite that we have to know before joining this course?
In fact, you require the prerequisite of the SQL language, but as a part of this course, I'm going to give you the basic, the requirement of SQL. I'll even teach you that SQL. And apart from this, if you require more things, it is there with the Durga soft. You can just go ahead, a crash course of thing, because SQL is a just type of a the basic thing which is required. Of course, as a part of this course, I'll tell you that with that, I think you can cope up with whatever the things is required. See, if you're a non-IT guy and get into this IT industry, so we will go in such a way that you will understand it. Just to try to attend some classes, you'll come to know what is it. Yes, Mr. Rajesh, go ahead.
Sir, I am 2016 pass out MBA, sir.
Yes.
So after that, I am doing different works in non-IT works like food processing industries, those type of works. Now I want to enter into the IT industry.
Mm-hmm.
So if it is possible to enter for this
Exactly,
course.
that is the beauty of the cloud right now. You can go as a fresher or you can put up the experience. It depends upon you. Okay, because you even have the fresher requirements. That is the thing you have it, because you don't have much available resources in the market, and this has come very new. Okay, and the cloud technologies is developing right now, so hence you have a good requirement, guys. You can get a job very easily, but subject to it, you should have a very good command on the subject. You should go every class. You should not miss the classes. Okay, though we provide this this videos and all, but you have to attend the live class. Then only you can understand. If you have any doubt, you can discuss it. Yes. What is it? Tell
Hello,
me.
sir.
Yeah, tell me. Who's this? Tell me your
I
name.
am Prakash. I am Prakash, sir.
Tell me, Prakash.
I'm sir. I have learned from Durga Soft Oracle 19C and get a job.
Okay.
And already I'm doing, and I have also worked 8 months in Oracle PL skill.
Okay.
And I switched in another company which SQL Server. Is it right track for me, sir?
See, track means if I push you that this is the right track, like the people are available in the market, it is just like I'm doing my own marketing. You have to decide what is the requirement you have in the market. The market in the future is the cloud. So hence, I would suggest you to go ahead definitely. Okay, that's not at all the thing you have it. If you think that you can do the good hard work on this, definitely you can do this. You can get a job. That's not at all a problem. Yes, Amit Patel, you can tell me.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, kind of job role I can expect with this course?
See, you will have a data engineer. You will be called as a Azure Data Engineer. You will be having an Azure Data Engineering. Apart from this, you will also have an Azure Admin is there, but you will not have much requirement for admin. Though I will show you the basic how the admin jobs will be taken place. Okay, but you will not have much requirement. But Azure Data Engineer, you will be called it as what? Azure Data Engineer. Likewise, based on the experience, you can go up to the solution architect. At that level, you can reach. That's not a thing. And whereas this is the highest paid, the cloud technology is the highest paid in the industry right now in the IT sector. Yeah. Next question.
Samir.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm big data developer. I'm working in the Spark right now. So can I opt this training because big data Databricks is also involved in the.
Yeah, of course. Well, definitely. Why not? You can go ahead.
You are also included in topics, some Spark details in your curriculum.
Yes, of course. Basically these are the two different courses you have it, ADB and ADF. Okay, but as far as ADF is concerned, I am going to show you the integration of ADF with the ADB and write a basic code in the ADF only. Okay. You will have a separate course called ADB. In that you can go ahead. That's not a thing. So that you can check out with the management, Durga Soft people, and they will clarify you on that. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Yes.
Samir.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, hello. Samir Islam this side. I'm having a basically major exposure with the storage and backup background.
Okay.
Right. From last 1.5 years, I'm trying to penetrate things like inside the cloud and all, but I'm not getting the proper opportunity. So will this be beneficial for me?
See, beneficial means if at all you want to make your career onto the cloud.
Right. Basically, I want to make a career on this data factory.
So definitely this will be very much helpful for you, though you have already, you are well versed with the process, what's going on, okay, and what exactly happens. And if you just brush up your skills on how the data is moved from on-premises to cloud and work on the cloud based on this, you can go ahead. Then it will be a very fetching thing for you guys.
Yes, Samir. Yes, Samir. Can you please show us what are the course content? What are the you are providing?
See, the course contents and curriculum, you can just check with the management because they'll be taking care of this. So course curriculum, everything. I'll ask the people. I'll ask the management to share the course curriculum with all of you.
Hello. Hi, sir. This is Vijay.
Yeah. Hello, sir. Yeah. Go ahead.
Sir, like after completion of this training, how much of experience we can put onto the resume?
You can put up to, see, if at all you can manage, it's better to put up 1 to 2 years of experience, and rest of the things, it depends upon you. But I'll just go ahead and prepare you even for mock calls also. We'll try to have it. Okay. We'll also have some mock calls and FAQs will be given to you. And basically don't stick up to the FAQs. Though everyone, see, to be very honest with you guys, FAQs will be given. Of course, they are in the market, but even as a solution architect, we are working into the corporate. But right now, we don't pick up. We just lay down the questions based on our requirement, not on the fixed FAQs. Don't be in that notion. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Next question.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. Just tell me your name and go ahead.
Sir, actually, I'm asking that actually I'm working as a BI developer for Power BI and the Cognos or Tableau. So how
Okay.
it will be help in my career? This.
See, basically, yeah, that's a very good. Actually, you are working on Power BI. You are working, guys. Rest of you, just put it in the mute mode. The people is asking the question can go ahead, and rest of